I found a text on my phone that wasn't meant for me. One message that destroyed 6 years of marriage and showed me who my wife really was, and the way I discovered it. Pure accident that revealed 18 months of lies. My name is Michael. I'm 33 years old, and this is the story of how one wrong text message exposed my wife's secret life. I'm a high school teacher, history and social studies. I love my job, even though it doesn't pay much. I come home exhausted most days, but I always thought I had something good waiting for me. A wife I loved, a marriage I believed in. I was wrong about everything. Sarah and I met 7 years ago at a friend's wedding. She was funny, smart, beautiful. Worked in marketing at a tech firm downtown. We dated for a year, got married, bought a small house in the suburbs. Nothing fancy, but it was ours. I thought we were happy. She never complained. Never said she was unhappy. Never gave me any reason to suspect that behind her smile was someone living a completely different life. It started with small things I didn't recognize as red flags. About 18 months ago, Sarah became more interested in her appearance. New clothes, new hairstyle, joined a gym. I thought it was great, told her she looked amazing, encouraged her. She started working late more often, said her company was launching a new product, that the hours were brutal but temporary. I believed her because why wouldn't I? She'd come home around 9 or 10, say she was exhausted, and we'd watch TV before bed. Our intimate life suffered, but I attributed that to work stress. I'm a teacher. I understand exhausting jobs. Then her phone habits changed. She started keeping it face down all the time. Password protected, which was new. When I asked about it casually, she said there'd been a security breach at work and IT required stronger passwords. Made sense. She'd take her phone to the bathroom, to the kitchen, everywhere. Never left it unattended. But I still didn't suspect anything. I trusted her completely. That was my mistake. Last Tuesday, changed everything. Sarah was in the shower, and her phone was charging on the kitchen counter. She'd forgotten it, which never happened. The screen lit up with a text notification. I wasn't trying to snoop. The phone was right there, and the preview showed on the lock screen. I saw it before I could look away. The message was from someone named Jay. Can't wait to taste you again tonight. 8 p.m., usual place? My stomach dropped. I stood there staring at those words, brain refusing to process what they meant. The shower was still running. I picked up her phone. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold it. I knew her passcode even though she'd changed it. I'd seen her type it once when she didn't know I was looking. 4 digits. Our wedding anniversary. Backwards. I unlocked the phone and opened her messages. The thread with Jay was right there. I scrolled up, and my entire world collapsed. Months of messages. Explicit messages. Photos I never wanted to see. My wife with someone else, doing things we used to do, saying things she used to say to me. The messages went back 18 months. 18 months of her meeting this person 2, sometimes 3 times a week. Hotel rooms. His apartment. Once, and this made me physically ill, in our house while I was at a school event. They'd been in our bed. The messages talked about it. Laughed about how close they'd come to being caught when I came home early. I kept scrolling. Each message another knife in my chest. They had pet names for each other. Inside jokes. He called her his addiction. She called him her escape. There were messages about me, about how boring I was, how predictable, how she felt trapped in a marriage with someone who would never excite her. One message from 3 months ago stopped me cold. Michael asked if we could try for a baby. I can't even imagine having his child when all I want is to be with you. We'd had that conversation. I'd been so hopeful, thought it was the next step for us. And she'd been texting her lover about it, mocking my hopes while planning their next hookup. The shower turned off. I had maybe 2 minutes before she came out. I took photos of the messages with my own phone. Dozens of screenshots. Evidence, proof. Then I put her phone back exactly where it was and sat down at the kitchen table. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might explode. When Sarah walked out in her bathrobe, hair wrapped in a towel, she smiled at me. That same smile I'd fallen in love with. Except now I knew it was a lie. Everything was a lie. She picked up her phone, checked something, then looked at me. "You okay?" "You look pale." I couldn't speak, just stared at her. She came closer, touched my forehead like she was checking for fever. "Michael, seriously, what's wrong?" And that's when I lost it. I pulled out my phone and showed her the screenshots. Watched her face drain of all color. Watched her mouth open and close like a fish drowning in air. She tried to grab my phone, but I pulled it away. The excuses came fast. It wasn't what it looked like. She was going to end it. She loved me. It was a mistake. She was confused. I sat there listening to her scramble through every cliché cheater's use and felt nothing but cold rage. I asked her one question. "Who is Jay?" She hesitated, didn't want to tell me. That hesitation told me everything. She was still protecting him even now. I stood up, told her to pack a bag and leave. She started crying, begging, saying we could work through this. I told her I wanted a divorce. She asked if we could talk about it. I showed her more screenshots. The ones where they talked about me, mocked me, laughed about my obliviousness. She had nothing to say to that. Just stood there crying while I stayed completely calm. That calmness scared me more than anything. I should have been yelling, throwing things. But I felt hollow. She asked where she should go. I suggested Jay's place, since she'd spent so much time there already. That made her cry harder, but she packed a bag. Before she left, she tried one more time. Said she'd made a terrible mistake, that she wanted to fix this. I asked if the mistake was the affair or getting caught. She didn't answer. After she left, I sat in our empty house and felt everything hit me at once. 6 years of marriage. 6 years of thinking I knew someone, thinking I was building a life with them. All of it based on lies. I'd been the joke. The boring husband who worked late at school events while his wife was in hotel rooms with her lover. All those nights I'd stayed up late grading papers, thinking about our future, while she was thinking about him. The betrayal wasn't just the cheating. It was the depth of the deception. The calculated way she'd lived 2 lives kept me completely in the dark while probably laughing about how easy it was. I called my brother, told him everything. He came over, brought beer, let me talk, asked if I wanted to know who Jay was. I said no. It didn't matter. Could have been anyone. The point was, Sarah chose this, chose to betray me, chose to risk everything for excitement. My brother said I should have seen signs. Maybe he was right. Maybe I was too trusting, too naive, too focused on my students and my work to notice my wife was checked out of our marriage. But I don't think you should have to be a detective in your own home. The next day, I filed for divorce, contacted a lawyer, started the process. Sarah texted constantly, called, left voicemails. All variations of the same message. She was sorry. She wanted me back. It meant nothing. But But here's what I realized. It meant everything. She threw away 6 years for 18 months of hotel rooms and excitement. That told me exactly how much our marriage was worth to her. When you love someone, you don't do what she did. You don't betray them repeatedly, systematically, while pretending everything is fine. Her family tried to intervene. Her mother called, said I was being too harsh, that everyone makes mistakes. I asked if she knew. The silence told me she did. Sarah had told her mother months ago, and they'd both decided to keep it from me. The betrayal expanded, included people I'd thought cared about me. I told her mother not to contact me again. Some of our mutual friends took Sarah's side, said relationships are complicated, that I should try counseling. I cut those people out too. I didn't need friends who thought 18 months of calculated deception was a mistake that deserved forgiveness. The divorce took 4 months. Sarah fought it at first, wanted us to try therapy, but I was done. We split everything. The house, the savings, all of it. I didn't care about the money. I just wanted out. Wanted to be free from someone who could look me in the eye every day and lie so perfectly. The day the divorce was finalized, I felt relief. Not happiness, not sadness, just relief that it was over. Now I live in a small apartment closer to school. I threw myself into teaching, into my students, into anything that keeps me from thinking about what I lost, or what I thought I had but never really did. Dating feels impossible. How do you trust someone again after that? How do you believe someone when they say they love you, when you know how perfectly love can be faked? My therapist says, I need to work on trusting again, that not everyone is like Sarah. But the damage is done. Sometimes I wonder if Sarah thinks about that text message, the one she meant to send to Jay but accidentally sent to me. If she'd been more careful, I might still be living in ignorance, still thinking I had a happy marriage while she continued her double life. Part of me wishes I'd never seen it. The other part knows that living a lie is worse than knowing the truth, no matter how much it hurts. That's what betrayal does. It doesn't just destroy what you had, it destroys your ability to believe in what you thought you had. And I'm still trying to figure out which loss is worse.